There's this quiet revolution happening in boardrooms all across Africa. The person who used to be in charge of IT, the one just tasked with keeping the lights on, is now stepping right into the spotlight, and they're poised to lead the entire company. Today, we're going to break down exactly how and why this is all happening.
Okay, let's start with a really interesting paradox that pretty much every modern leader is facing. Think about it. In a world that's being completely remade by technology, the folks at the very top often have the least hands-on grasp of what's going on. They have to rely on someone else to translate what's happening on the digital horizon.
So, that begs the question, right? Who is actually steering the ship through all this change? Well, the answer might surprise you. It points to a role that's completely transformed itself, from what was once a back-office support function to now being the absolute strategic core of the enterprise, the Chief Information Officer. But before we can even get into the skills of this new kind of leader, we have to start with their environment. Because especially in Africa's unique and complex context, leadership is just not a solo sport. It's really a collective endeavor. For technology executives on the continent, the pressure is just immense. They're being asked to drive massive transformation while navigating a landscape of really unique challenges. And honestly, the weight of that responsibility, it can be incredibly isolating.
The answer to that isolation? It's found in community. I love this quote from a member of a peer network called the CXO series. He said, "In that room, no one's selling, everyone's sharing. That changes everything." It just perfectly captures the power of a trusted space, a place where genuine, honest exchange completely replaces sales pitches and corporate posturing. And that kind of environment is built on these core principles. See, when a forum is actually led by its members, when it stays completely neutral from vendors, when it focuses on Africa-specific challenges, and is obsessed with real outcomes, something pretty powerful starts to happen. That foundation of trust turns simple conversations into actual strategy. It creates this kind of collective intelligence system, where insights from your peers become a shared competitive advantage.
So this collaborative space is the perfect breeding ground for the first major shift that has to happen for any individual leader, evolving from just being a pure technologist into a business fluent strategist. And this slide just illustrates that change so brilliantly. The old mandate on the left, keep the systems running, keep the lights on, that's now just table stakes. That's the bare minimum. The new mandate on the right, well, that's about architecting growth. It's about shaping strategy and proving the real commercial impact of every single technology decision. So here's the crucial point. Being a technical genius no longer guarantees you a seat at the strategy table. It just doesn't. If you can't speak the language of the boardroom, the language of profit and loss, of risk and enterprise value, your influence is always going to have a ceiling. And look, this isn't just some nice theory. We've got the data. Research from IDC shows the companies that successfully merge their tech and business strategies are 23% more profitable. This business fluency has a direct, measurable, and pretty massive impact on the bottom line. Mastering these three dimensions is really what makes all the difference. It's about making sure every single project links to a real business goal. It's about understanding the finances so you can win board support. And it's about integrating all your systems to create genuine efficiency. This is how a CIO translates a technology investment into the only language the boardroom really speaks: risk, opportunity, and growth. And check out this quote from a CIO in the mining sector. It shows the payoff perfectly. He said when he stopped talking about technical dashboards and started talking about business outcomes, that's when everything changed. You see, you don't just get your budget approved at that point, you actually start shaping the entire corporate agenda. Now, this fundamental shift in competence, it creates a whole new kind of leader. This is someone who does so much more than just manage a portfolio of technologies. They become an orchestrator. Yeah, we are absolutely seeing the rise of the Maestro CIO. And look, this isn't just some fancy title. It really describes a leader who can weave together all the different threads of digital transformation, everything from AI and data to innovation and sustainability, and turn it into one powerful, unified story for the business. And Maestro's skills go way beyond the tech stack. They're fluent in governance, so they can partner seamlessly with finance and HR. They drive innovation with discipline, not just random experiments. And crucially, they know how to align digital solutions with sustainability goals, creating this systemic coherence across the whole enterprise. And hey, it's not just us saying this. Research from top firms like Gartner totally confirms this shift. The modern CIO's job is to bridge the gaps between data science, operations, and executive strategy. They're the central hub connecting the entire organization to unlock its full digital potential. So you have to wonder, where does this whole journey from community to competence to orchestration, where does it all ultimately lead? Well, it points directly to the highest office in the entire organization. It leads to the creation of a totally new kind of leader, one who is just uniquely equipped for the demands of the modern world. See, the CEO of the future won't be able to just delegate technology, they're going to need to be fluent in it themselves. Because these things, they're not just IT concerns anymore. They are core leadership competencies. A modern CEO has to understand AI, be fluent in data, think in terms of platforms and ecosystems, and navigate incredibly complex cyber risks. So the question for every board becomes, who in your organization is already mastering this new language? And this is especially true in Africa. The continent's unique constraints have actually forced CIOs to become masters of innovation and resilience. They've learned that you don't always need the biggest budget to win, you need to be the most adaptable. And that mindset, that is a massive strategic asset. So, the crucial takeaway here is this. The next generation of chief executives probably won't come from the traditional finance or operations pipelines. Nope. They're going to emerge from the front lines of digital transformation because that is where the future of the business is actually being built right now, today. And this leaves us with a final, and I think pretty provocative, question for every single board member and executive leader to think about. The talent is there. The transformation is already happening. The only question left is whether organizations are ready to recognize it and, more importantly, empower it.